Hello learners, welcome back. Now today's lesson we'll be looking at ledger accounts. We have a question here that reads, the trial balance of Zakayo Traders as at 1st June 2008 is given below. So you have the details column, debit and the credit side. Stock was valued at 76,500, creditors 450,400, debtors 350,000, bank 260,000, fixed asset 970,000, cash 120,000, capital 1,300,000. Lighting due 27,200. During the month, the following transactions took place. On June 5th, paid a creditor 228,000 by check in full settlement of a debt after deducting 5% cash discount. June 15, withdrew 100,000 from the bank for office use. June 28, received 160,000 cash from a debtor after allowing cash discount of 40,000. We are required to record the above transactions in the relevant ledger accounts and balance them off. So learners, we note that we have a trial balance here. Yes. And from what we know is that first we prepare ledger accounts, then their balances, we prepare the trial balance. Now, in this case, our trial balance here is just giving us the balances brought down for Zakayo Traders. So therefore, we go direct to the transactions that took place during the month of June. We start with the first one. Paid a creditor 228,000 by check in full settlement of a debt after deducting 5% cash discount. So learners, before you move on to prepare your ledger account, it's good you first analyze this transaction. Which accounts have been affected? One, you can see a creditor. So you have creditors account. We're going to open a creditors account. Number two, there's a mention of the word check. Therefore, a bank account. It's another one that you're going to open. And we have some discount. Yes. So the question is this discount allowed or discount received? Now, in this case, this will be a discount received. The business received a discount from this creditor. Remember, who are the creditors? Businesses or people that are owed by the business. Therefore, the business received a discount from this creditor. Now, how do you treat them in the ledger account is the next part. Now, a creditor has been paid, meaning what? That the amount owed by the business to this creditor has reduced. And remember, learners, what we talked about in our previous discussion, we said that when preparing ledger accounts, for creditors, for capital, liabilities, and revenue, or we can talk of the consonants. If you look at, we have a C, we have R, we have R, all these are consonants. Capital, liabilities, and revenue, or so any increase is supposed to be credited and any decrease supposed to debit. Learner, this should be our guiding principle. Then the other one is the case of the vowels. We have asset and expenses, So we said any increase is supposed to debit and any decrease is supposed to credit. Learners, always remember this when you are preparing the ledger accounts, or when you are supposed to open ledger accounts. Always let this be your guiding a principal. Yes. So therefore, we can move on. So creditors, there is a reduction, yes, because the amount owed by the business to this creditor will go down by 228,000. So if it is decreasing, therefore, this will record on the debit side. We debit bank. Yeah, money is moving out of the bank to pay this creditor. Therefore, decrease, we credit. And then we have the discounts received. Learners, do we debit or credit? Discounts received, this one, we are going, so we are going to credit, yeah, we will credit this amount, yes, on the discount received account. Next is we withdrew 100,000 from bank for office use. We withdrew from bank, so we have a bank account. We withdrew from bank, meaning the bank is reducing. So, and if the bank is on the decline, it's an asset, so we credit. And then office use. Learner, anytime you're told office use, the affected account here is the cash account. Is the cash account. So this money is brought from the bank or withdrawn from the bank and taken to the office for office use, or taken to the cash till. Cash till is another word that is normally used, and therefore what is in the cash till will go up by 100,000, and therefore we debit. Learner, if you're very keen, we have we are completing the double entry rule. Yes, you're observing that for every transaction there is an account to be debited and an account to be credited. Then received 160,000 cash from a debtor after allowing a cash discount of 40,000. So therefore, learners, we move on. Received cash, so we have cash account. Cash is on the increase, so we are going to debit. Then next is a debtor. Debtor. So the amount that is owed by the debtor to the business will go down by 160,000. Therefore, we credit that. And then finally, we have cash discount. Yeah, this discount has been given by the business to this debtor. Therefore, will be a discount allowed. Discount allowed. And therefore, we will debit this discount allowed. Why are we debiting discount allowed? It is an expense to the business. Remember, for the discount received, this is an income to the business, and that is why we treat them that way. So learners, that's it. So we move on. Now we start with the first one. We have a creditor's account. Creditors account. Now this is our debit and this is our credit side. So learners, creditors, before you fill in what happened on June 5th, it is going to go back to our trial balance and see if there were closing balances. And yes, we have a closing balance of 450,000. So learner, you record your balance. It's on credit side, so credit. So the year is 2008. The month is June. Date is 1. So our balance brought down amounted to 450,400. Yes, that's it. Then we move on to our transaction on date 5, whereby in the creditor's account, we are supposed to record on the debit side. Do not forget what we analyzed. So come here, the year is 2008, the month is June, and the date is 5. So what happened here on June 5, we have money was paid to the creditor through the bank. Yes, amounting to 228,000. Then on the same June 5th, some discount was received. Discount was received. Remember, Lana, you have to indicate this because the discount received or reflect. Remember, sorry, you're supposed to reflect on this account since this amount you're supposed to pay it. But now it has been exempted a 5% cash discount. So learners, at this point, we have to do some calculation. Our 228,000, this is a 95%. So 5% learners will be what? So we cross multiply to get is 5 times 228,000 and everything divided by 95. And learner, by using a calculator, supposed to get this as 12,000. As 12,000. So this is what you are exempted to pay, the 12,000. Yes, remember we have to effect it because this one we are no longer going to pay for it. So we have to deduct it from whatever we owe the creditor. So next we move on. The other account is the bank account, and we have also bank and the discount received. So discount received, discount received account, sorry learners, discount received account. So we complete the double entry. Remember, discount received, you're saying you're supposed to credit. Remember here what we analyzed. Yes, you're supposed to credit. Remember, I told you this is a revenue, and revenues are supposed to be credited. 2008, June 5th, we received a discount from a creditor, and this discount amounted to 12,000. 12,000. Yes. Then the other one is bank account. Yes. So we open a bank account. This is our credit. This is our debit. Yes. So from our analysis here, Lana is supposed to record on the credit side 2008 June date 5. Where did this money go to pay the creditor? How much? 228,000. 228,000. Then we come to the second transaction on June 15th. So the accounts we said is bank. We record on the credit side. We have a bank account again. There's no need to open another one. Date 15. Yes, money reduced. Yes, where did it go? To the cash till for office use. So cash, how much was withdrawn? 100,000. 100,000. 100,000 was withdrawn. Next one is Lana cash debit side. We have a cash account. We record on the debit side. So cash account, this is our credit, this is our debit. Cash account is the receiving account, so we debit. This is June 15. We are receiving money from where? From the bank. Yeah, from the bank. How much? 100,000. We are receiving 100,000 from the bank. Next one, Lana, we go to our last transaction on 28th. On 28th, we have a cash account. We debit. Again, we are receiving money, 160,000. We are receiving cash. Yeah, where are we receiving our cash from? Where are we receiving our cash from? From the debtor. So that is what you record on our details column. How much are we receiving? 160,000. Yes, 160,000. The other account learner is the debtor account. The debtor account. So you open another one here. Debtors account. Record here. Debtors account. This is our credit. This is our debit. It's good to show learner. Yes, very important. So 2008 June 28, what happened? The debtors paid through cash. Yes, how much? 100,000. 100,000. Then finally, we have a discount allowed. Discount allowed. We have discount allowed. Learners, sorry for that. We are supposed to have recorded the cash brought down for cash and the bank. Sorry, learners, for that I mixed up. So 2008, June 1, the balance that was brought down for the bank is 260,000. We are getting these balances from our trial balance here. Sorry, runners. And then for cash, for cash, June 1st, our balance brought down. Our balance brought down is 120,000. Sorry for that, learners. Sorry for that. Yes, we are supposed to start with the balances brought down. Let's check whether the debtors, yes, also the debtors, there is a balance to be brought down, 350,000. 2008, June 1, the balance brought down supposed to be for the debtors 350,000. Yes, learners, that is it. For the discount, we do not have, clearly looking at it, there are no balances that were brought down. Remember, we are preparing ledgers for the transactions that happened on the month of June. Therefore, that is why we are taking those balances that are available yes, by the start of the month. And we are not going to open ledgers for the other accounts since there is nothing that happened, so the balances will still remain the same. Then we were to open a discount allowed. A discount allowed account is our credit, and this is our debit side. And we said very well, we debit, remember, it's an expense. We said here, we always do what? A debit, the increase. So 2008, the month is June, and the date is 28. Yeah, we allowed a debtor some discount amounting to 40,000. And learners, therefore, remember, this amount the debtor was supposed to have paid, this 40,000, but now we have allowed them. Yeah, so we have to deduct from what the debtor owes the business, and therefore you have to show here discount. Sorry, discount allowed is 40,000, because the amount owed by the debtor to the business should reduce by 140,000. Only that the 40,000 is not being paid for. That's why you're supposed to show it, and that is it. Therefore, learners, we move on to balancing. How do we balance these ledger accounts, learners? Is easy. You just compare the debit and the credit side. The side with the highest figure, you take that figure, subtract with the lowest figure. Now, your answer will be your balance, your your balancing figure. For example, this is 450,000 and this is 228 plus 12,000. This gives us a 10, 3, 4, 240,000. So if we subtract 450,400 from 240,000 learners, the figure we are going to get will be 210,400, and this is what I'm referring to as the balancing figure, known as the balance to be carried down on the end of the month. Let's say June 30th. Yes. So this is what we are referring to as the balancing figure. This amount, 450 minus the total of these two, gives us this balancing figure. And then if you add all this, should give you 450,400. This is only that 450,400, and that is it. We've balanced that account. Then we go to the discount received. Clearly we do not have anything else, so credit side is bigger by 12,000. Therefore on this side, that's where we are going to have our balancing figure. June 30th, our balance to be carried down, our balance to be carried down is 12,000, and therefore can close our account. So this side 12,000 and this side 12,000. Yes, that's it. Then our bank account, we compare the debit and the credit side. Debit is 260,000, and then the credit side is 228 plus 100. That gives us 338. Now then we have 260,000. So if you look at this clearly, the credit side is bigger than what? The debit side. Therefore, we do the subtraction. 338,000 minus 260,000. This should give us around 68,000. 68,000. So the 68,000, you put it on the side with the least amount. Yeah, and this is our balance carried down on June 30th. Our balance carried down on June 30th. So we move on. I know, learners, there was a time I told you that bank is an asset and therefore is supposed to have a debit balance. Yes, it is true, but there are some instances whereby we find having a bank overdraft, like in our case here. The credit side being bigger than the debit side means we have a credit balance, and therefore this automatically means we had a bank overdraft of 68,000. Then we move on, to the cash account. To the cash account, we have 120,000 plus 100, that is 220, plus 160. This is 380,000 debit side. Credit side is 0. So we have that is 308. This will give us 120, 0, 6, 7, 8, 380,000. 380,000, meaning that 2008 on June 30th, remember, total minus this, the bigger side minus the smaller side. So balance to be carried down is 380 minus 0, which is 380,000. 380,000, and we can close our account. Remember, learners, to always double underscore. And then we have the debtors account. We have 100,000 plus 40. This gives us 140,000. And this other side, 350. Clearly, that debit side is bigger than the credit side. So what amount do we need to add to credit side so that it amounts to 350,000? It is 350 minus 140. 350 minus 140 learners, and this one is supposed to give us 150,000. 150,000. Therefore, learners, we total this should give you 300 and supposed to give us 150,000. So 350, and that is it. 350,000. And finally, the last one, we have June 30th. We have the debit side is 40,000. Clearly, credit side is 0. So 40 minus 0 gives us 40,000. 40 minus 0 gives us 40,000. Then we can close our account. 40,000, 40,000. And learners, always remember to double underscore. Yes, and that is it for now, learners. That's how you're supposed to go through that type of a question. So, learners, I wish you well as you continue revising. Try to go through more questions of this nature. And in case you have any queries, do not hesitate to put your questions or any area that you'd want us to discuss in the comment section. If you're watching this and have not subscribed, please do so. Thank you. Bye for now.